Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? So, this is my first broadcast, and we're going to talk about the Devon Haney versus Gamboa fight. On this fight, in this fight. But let's wait for some people to get here before we start cooking. Let me know if somebody's in the chat. Just give me a message to let me know if you are in the chat. Yo, yo, what's happening? Who What's going on, bro? You all good? Everything's. I think Devon Haney is going to put a masterclass and hand a retirement check to Gamboa, and this will be probably Gamboa's last fight. And hand him his retirement check, give him his 402k, and, and literally, we're going to go. Dev is going out of an injury on his Achilles, who fought life and death with Tank Davis. You know, this is just a fight made for Devon Haney to look good. So what y'all think, bro? I mean, you think this fight can go more than 7 rounds? Do you think Devon Haney takes him out of there before 6 rounds? I'm betting my money from rounds 6, 7, and 8. I think Devon Haney should win this fight. Wait, let me see this. Give me a second. So my mic is breaking up bad, right? Is that what you're saying? My mic is breaking up bad. You can't hear me properly. So maybe I need to solve my mic. Let me check this out. Give me a break. Is my mic still bad? Can you guys hear me? Okay, so it's in and out. I mean, just bear with me, guys. Maybe I never tuned in my mic correctly before I got into the video. So just give me a sec. So how's my mic now? Is my mic still really bad? Can't you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me properly. So how's my mic now? Well, let me just let me just carry on with the fight. Just give me a sec, guys. So basically, on this fight, I have got Devon Haney winning by 7 rounds. And I believe there should be a knock. I don't know if it'll be a knockout, but I believe there will be a stoppage. Whether the ref will stop it, whether Eucharist Gamboa will just quit. But, I see this fight going no more than 7 rounds. And I do believe that he has to do a masterclass on this dude, because we got to see Devon Haney go in there and show you how he's going to end up giving the retirement check to Eucharist Gamboa. I mean, he got to destroy this guy better than Tank Davis did. He's a 38-year-old Gamboa coming out of retirement. I mean, going into retirement, sorry, and handing him his retirement papers, because I don't want to see Gamboa fight anymore after this. They're using him like a stepping stool and just using his name to just get just to basically use him as a gate. And I think Gamboa has had his best years 7, 8 years ago. But, in saying that, at the end of the day, how long can you use Gamboa's name in order to build another fighter? I think we've done that already with Tank Davis, and now we're going to do that with Devon Haney. But I've got to tell you guys, I'm still very excited just to see Devon Haney fight, because he hasn't had a fight for so long. And for him to go there and attribute his skills and just show you what kind of level he is at, that would be good to see. And I'm sure the fight's coming on in the next few hours. I think it'll be on by 9 o'clock. So yeah, guys, it's an exciting night of boxing. And just let me know what you think. You guys got any rounds that you feel that Devon Haney should stop Gamboa in? You got any predictions? But look at this, guys. Let's be honest. I think the fight, the way they've made this package, it's just to make Devon Haney look really good. But I'm really excited about the fights, what's going to happen after this. That's the whole reason of me being a Devon Haney fan, because I believe there's some amazing fights for Devon Haney. And, he's got some great opportunities if he can get the Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell winner. I mean, I don't know how he can push for the Teofimo fight with this WBC's politics going on right now. But that would be another good fight for Teofimo Lopez to give Devon Haney a shot. That's another fight I'm excited about. And I'm also excited about Tank Davis. I'm excited that when Tank Davis steps up to 135 pounds, what kind of fight will we expect from a Tank Davis who's strong at 135, carrying more power? You saw what he did to, a smaller Santa Cruz. Can he carry that power into 135? So, we've got these great young champions to fight each other, guys. This is the time of boxing. They're all 21, 22, 24, 26. These guys are in their prime. There's no reason for them not to fight each other. But, a lot of people have got this fight between the 6th or 7th or 8th round knockout. And I've told you, I put my money between 7, 8, or 9 rounds. But I still believe he can stop him at 6. So I've got money on 7, 8, and 9. And $100 brings back 380. But, you ain't going to get no money on Devon Haney on just to win. So you need to predict some rounds. And I believe he should do that after the 6th round. We should see a knockout. But also, in this fight. We want to see that is Devon Haney, an old Gamboa in the pocket. He doesn't let Gamboa pull off any shots because you know Gamboa still comes to fight, and Gamboa is going to try his best to get a punch off. But Devon Haney should not allow Gamboa to come distance to be punched in the pocket, or whether Devon Haney would even allow Gamboa to be around that distance inside. That's where Devon Haney's attributes, his skill, his technical skill, his reach should do more than enough to let Gamboa know that he don't belong in the ring with see it. And moving on, what I'm excited about is after this fight and Devon Gamboa his retirement check and his retirement 402, I believe the Ryan Garcia Luke Campbell winner, which a lot of people think Ryan Garcia should win that fight, becomes mandatory challenger for Devon Haney. So I think the next fight for Devon Haney is definitely going to be exciting. It's going to be a fight where Devon Haney is going to have to be in this fight with somebody who's good caliber, whether it's Ryan Garcia, whether it's Luke Campbell if he pulls through, whether it's Teofimo Lopez, which, you know, I don't know if that fight can happen, but it'll be a fight I'd love to see at 135, or whether we can pull out Tank Davis. Can we get Tank Davis to come at 135 and, you know, him against Devon Haney? I mean, I need to see these kind of fights. I don't want to see no tune-up fights after this anymore. What do y'all think about that? So let me just get through these messages. 1-2 Kid says, Haney should win, but if he has not been in top competition, we don't know who he is, and this fight may not prove anything. But 1-2 Kid, I know what you're saying, that it's not a very caliber opponent. But Haney hasn't been in with nobody even like Gamboa. So does it if he does a job on Gamboa and you know smokes Gamboa, makes it look totally easy, would you not be appreciated about saying, look, he went in there, he destroyed Gamboa, he did a much better job than Tank. At least that sets him up for the next big fight, no? 1-2 Kid? I think that sets him up for the next fight because, as we know, 2020 has been a bad year for some boxers to find big fights. So he's got to be active in order to get to the next big fight. So it just sets him up in that direction, you see? But yeah, I agree with you. It's not a great competition, but you know, he got to find somebody in it, brother. But you know, again, look, guys, I think you guys are forgetting about one thing. You know, let's not forget that Devon Haney wasted a lot of time calling out Gary Russell after Gary Russell called out the whole world. You know, that time and energy that was taking time to make a fight. You know, Luke Campbell had a fight already set with Ryan Garcia. Tank Davis had a fight set with Santa Cruz. We had Teofimo Lopez going against the pound for pound Lomachenko. So where does Devon Haney go? He got to get an opponent to stay active. You know, he's got to be moving in the game. So he had to take a Gamboa, which you guys know and I know he's not the same Gamboa he was 7, 8 years ago. But look, again, he's, you know, if he makes easy work of Gamboa, you know, at least he go, you know, he's staying active and getting ready for the next fight. What do you guys think about that? Sorry, guys, I've just had to do something. So the other thing is, I think, like I said, after this fight today, we only want to see big fights, all right, in that weight class. And if these guys can't make these fights happen at 135 pounds, well, some of these are going to be moving up to 140. And Devon Haney has amazing fights at 140 pounds too. Okay, we got some great fighters at 140. We got Ramirez, we got Josh Taylor, we've got Regis Prograis, we've got, I think this is how you pronounce it, Zapata, who had a great fight just a couple of weeks ago. And we've also got Adrian Broner, the Joker, moving back to that weight, I think. So, there's some good fights out there at 140. It can make some big noise. But if these guys are going to stay at 135, then they got to fight each other. And they got to stop making this, difficult. We want to see these fucking fights. We don't want to see no tune-up fights anymore. We want to see real fights, bro. All right? So again, like I said, Devin Haney, he got to go in there and do a great, great job. Smoke Gamboa. Totally dominate this fight. I want to see nothing else. I want to see Mr. Haney go in there, use his jab, use his reach, set himself up with some, set himself up where he can knock Gamboa out. I do want to see a knockout. You know what I mean? And the only reason I say that is because Gamboa's too old now. He's coming off an injury, and he's not the same Gamboa. So, you got to wear this guy down. And I want to see a masterclass performance here, bro. That's what I want to see, guys. I want to see no fucking slacking performances. This better be the real shit. And, like I said, afterwards, I expect him to call out Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis. I mean, the smoke's there, guys. The smoke is there, man. There's no point saying that there's no fights there for each other. There's some big fights there, right? But at the same time, man, what you guys fail to realize is detrimental for not to stay active. So even though you're not happy with his opponent that he's fighting, maybe, it's very important for Devin Haney to be active for 2020 so he can go into 2021 ready for big fights. Now, there is some politics going on in boxing right now, and I want you guys to realize this. As much as we want these fights, they're very difficult to be made. Between all these fights that we want to see, the fighters who are meant to fight each other are not actually fighting each other. They're trying to fight different fighters for bigger money. So it just seems to me that the prize and the money seems to overcome the greater fights. And that's something which is happening in boxing a lot more. The money situation is overcoming the legacy situation. So if you're trying to chase legacy, then you got to come with a lot of power, a lot of promotional control. And you need to be able to pay for those fights. Because fights with Tank Davis are big. Fights with Ryan Garcia are big. But they don't hold the real belts. Like Devin Haney still does have a WBC belt. But where those other fighters have fan-friendly fans and big, big followers, a lot of fights will be made with fighters with a lot more exposure because of their credibility of where they are. Like Tank Davis has a big following. Ryan Garcia has a huge following. But Devin Haney has the belt at 135. But see, it doesn't go like that. You would expect the belt holder to be the next one in line to fight the biggest fight. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening. It's the people which are way more popular or have a lot more popularity are getting the next fight. So you guys have got to remember, that's one of the reasons why we're not getting to see the fights that we want to see. Also, I think what we need to recognize is by the time these guys fight each other this year, I mean, the fights they had this year, next year for 2021, it's more likely we're going to see Ryan Garcia want to fight Tank Davis because they're already calling each other out. And even though Ryan Garcia, if he wins, becomes a mandatory for Devon Haney, the fight with Devon Haney is not 100% sure it's going to be because of he's a mandatory. He can easily choose a bigger fight with Tank Davis for more popularity. So, again, in the schedule of the way I would like to see the fights, it probably won't go like that because of politics and money. And let's not forget Mayweather. Mayweather has a lot of power if he wants to make the Ryan Garcia fight with Tank. Mayweather can bully himself for his fighter to make that fight. So, again, that means the more power of money and control is more powerful than legacy. You get what I'm saying? But also, I think what we need to see as well is if Devon Haney was to fight Ryan Garcia, that would be an amazing fight at 135. They both had amateur bouts. I think Ryan Garcia's won twice. Devon Haney's won twice in the amateur against Ryan Garcia, or three times. And they've had some amazing back-to-back wins against each other. So just from the amateur, these guys have had great wins against each other. And just to see both of them, tall, 135 guys, Ryan Garcia, if he does really well with Luke Campbell, that's a very caliber, opponent. Don't think Luke Campbell, who comes from my side of the water, is an easy opponent. No, he ain't. He's a proven Olympian. It's just Luke Campbell's come short when he's fought against elite fighters. And, he was in the fight with George Linares and he was in the fight with Lomachenko. But he lost. And, the idea is the biggest fan-friendly fight would be Devon Haney, Ryan Garcia. That would be a huge fight. I mean, that's pay-per-view. Two young champions fighting at their prime, up and coming. Huge fight. But are we going to see these fights? This is what I'm saying. Are we going to see these fights? Because at 2021, we don't want to see them go backwards. We want to see them fight each other. So that's something we got to consider here. That is politics and money going to take over the legacy fights. And I'll say more likely it will. But, my other thing on that is, if you're a fighter and you've worked yourself that hard and you have an opportunity to get a belt, but somebody tells you we can pay you millions of dollars to fight this fighter, what would you do? Would you chase legacy and get the belt? Or would you chase life-changing money? You can't, it's not easy to answer. Because when you're in that position and somebody throws you the check and says, dog, you can make your couple of million now, or you make less money to go fight the guy with the belt. I mean, what would you do? Let me just see what it's saying there. Yeah, that's right, 1-2 kid. The Campbell and Ryan Garcia fight is very underrated. I mean, this is going to be a very good fight. I think that's probably going to be a very technical fight too. We don't know whether Ryan Garcia hasn't gone in with any caliber opponents. We know he's got the attributes, we know he's got the skill set, and we know he's so fast. But he got to go in there and do it to a caliber fighter like Luke Campbell. Because let me tell you, if he beats Luke Campbell convincingly, Ryan Garcia's got my vote. Ryan Garcia's got my vote. If Ryan Garcia goes and beats Luke Campbell and he does a great job and better than Lomachenko, you better know I'm fucking riding with Ryan Garcia. I might be from England, but I'm not a fucking fool. I'm not no fool, bro. I know what Ryan Garcia is taking a tough opponent. Let's get this straight, bro. So don't you guys be sleeping on that fight. You know, Ryan Garcia taking one of the toughest opponents after Lopez taking on Lomachenko. Ryan Garcia still taking a tough opponent. I mean, Tank pulled out Santa Cruz from 126 pounds. Santa Cruz is not a 130-pound real dominant fighter. He was best at 122. Devon Haney's fighting Gamboa, who's just come out of a loss and an injury. Let's get this shit straight. Teofimo Lopez went in with a caliber fighter, pound for pound, back to back. I mean, he beat Comey and then he went against Lomachenko. That's back to back wins, bro. That's proving yourself. That's showing you want legacy fights, right? Ryan Garcia's going against Luke Campbell. I don't even know why he took that fight. He was better off waiting to fight Devon Haney because Luke Campbell is not an easy joke. Luke Campbell's not a pushover, guys. You know? I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but Luke Campbell's definitely no fucking pushover, bro. Trust me on that. You know, you guys are sleeping on Luke Campbell, thinking Ryan Garcia's already won that fight. No, he hasn't already won that fight, mate, in my eyes. He got to go in there and prove himself. He better go in there and prove himself because you take your eye off Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's gonna do. You know, he's a very active fighter. He throws a lot of punches in there. You know, he's consistently active with work rate. So we want to see Ryan Garcia go and do the job. And then we got some exciting fights coming up. Can you imagine? Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Tank Davis, Devon Haney. Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia. Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis. Teofimo Lopez, Devon Haney. These are amazing fights for boxing, bro. These are life-changing fights for these fighters. You know? They can make multi-million dollars. I mean, if you ask me, you get 4 of them into a competition. Holy shit. You get 4 of those into some big money competition, like a super series. You know what I mean? Tank, Ryan, Devon, and Teofimo. I mean, if these 4 can just fight each other and one man comes out on top, I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Because, you know, I know they're all unbeaten fighters. They got 0 in their records, but this is what creates legacy fights. You know? Even if you lose, it's not the end of the world. They're all going to be having great careers. So, you know, we got to see these fights. And preferably, I would like to see, if you really want to know the truth, if Teofimo stays at 135 pounds, I like for him to see if he can pull Devon Haney's fight out and just, you know, them two can fight each other before they move up to 140. I would like to see that fight. But again, you know, politics, money will get involved with the greatest fights that we want to see. It's just, that's how it goes. But, you know, I'm not mad at some of these fighters if they want to move up, to be honest. I'm really not mad at them. And the reason why I'm not mad at them to move up is because some of these fighters are 5'8", 5'9". They're already growing out of the 135. You know what I mean? They're ready. Some of them are killing it to make that weight. So if you're more comfortable, ready for 140 pounds, then by all means, go 140 and, you know, establish yourself. Because it'll just show when the other guys are ready to move up, those fights are there at 140. All these fights I've mentioned to you, apart from Tank Davis, can be made at 140. Because Tank Davis is the only guy who's the smallest guy out of all of them. But just within his height and reach, I think it probably won't suit him at 140. With 135 pounds, Tank Davis is probably at his strongest. But the other fighters, like Devon Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, these guys will be great at 140. These guys will carry their reach, their height, their power at 140. Because you got to remember something. Even at 147, the fighters are the same height as Ryan Garcia, Devon Haney. There's a lot of fighters at 5'8", 5'9", at 147. So these fighters that I'm mentioning to you, they can reach multiple different weight champions. They can become champions at 135, 140, and 147. Yes, they can move up definitely 3 different weights if they do it the right way, you know? So this is the beginning for their career, if you ask me. Give me a second. Nobody's won at the moment. The fight hasn't happened. Somebody just sent a message to say who won. Nobody's won. The fight's going to happen soon. So just get ready to watch the fight tonight. The fight will start in America after 9 o'clock, American time. But, let's be honest, guys. We want to see big fights. And that's what Rap Star's here for. Rap Star's here to want to promote the big fights. I want to put energy in the big fights. I want to see these fights in 2021. I'm a big boxing fan. First and foremost, I love boxing. I love the game of boxing. So, I want to see these fights, mate. I want to see them made. And 2021 is the most exciting time for boxing for me, especially at those weights. 135, 140. Those are good fights. We got Josh Taylor and Ramirez at 140. That's a big fight. And Josh Taylor is riding the flag for us. Josh Taylor is coming from Europe, England, and at the end of the day, might be Scottish, but he's riding for England. At the end of the day, Josh Taylor and Ramirez is a big fight, and all these fighters I mentioned to you, they could be in line at 140 to fight the winners of those fighters to become unified champions at 140. So there's some exciting times coming up, especially in boxing. But I don't want to just hear about these things. I want to see these things take into position in 2021. I want to hear that these guys have made fights against each other. Especially right now, we want to see great fights in boxing. So yeah, I'm still going to be tuned in tonight. A lot of people think Devon Haney's going to win by 7 rounds, 8 rounds. I kind of feel the same. I predicted he should win by 7 rounds. I've got some money on that. And, after this, we can see some exciting fights. But, that I just don't want them to shy away from the smoke. They got to make these fights happen, bro. For sure. And, we got a good undercard. We got Hergovic, the heavyweight. He's out there proving himself in the heavyweight rankings. They're talking about him coming up in the heavyweight. So let's see how he does. I mean, I'm expecting a knockout from that heavyweight, Hergovic. But, again, I don't know where he belongs in the heavyweight. I just know that he's making noise. Is he good as one of the fighters that we've got in England, like a Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, a Dylan White? I know Dylan White got knocked out, but before that, Dylan White was in the talks of the top 4 of heavyweights. So, we got some exciting fights coming up for that too. Give me a second. Who's this? Okay, yeah, evening. Tony, how's it going, Tony? Evening to you, brother. Yeah, Tony, are you going to be watching the fights tonight, Tony? Are you going to be locked on for the fights tonight? And who have you got, Tony? But this is the first time I've gone live. Just keep a lookout for my channel. I'm going to be doing a free giveaway in Christmas, and it'll probably be something to do with a trivia quiz about boxing. It'll be a boxing question, boxing knowledge. So just keep a lookout. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'll let you guys know towards Christmas what's the giveaway. And, hopefully I'll have a lot more subscribers by then. And I can get, don't forget to like and subscribe so Rapstar can grow his channel. I'm very amateur at this at the moment. I've just gone on StreamYard and streamed first time without any editing or production or any music or anything. Just natural. just doing it organically, really, just through my phone. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a couple of giveaways for sure, because I want my subscribers to know that, I'll appreciate them supporting me. And I've got some gamblers who actually are on my subscribers. They like to gamble on fights. So, sometimes I like to talk to them about what they think, what round they're going to gamble on, what rounds they're going to put their money on. But yeah, let me just see some messages here. Can you see walk? I don't understand what you mean, Pepper. Can I see walk? Um, so just be a bit more precise with what you mean. Can I see walk? Yes, sir. I have got Haney inside. So Tony got Haney inside 10 rounds, but as long as he doesn't get prideful, okay, with Gamboa. So what you're saying, Tony, is as long as he doesn't get emotional in the ring and doesn't use his heart and just uses his technically ability, then he should just totally smoke Gamboa and make it easy. But as long as he doesn't get in the trenches, I got you, Tony, and that makes sense. You know, because Devon Haney is not a slugger. He's not a guy who's going to go in there and slugfest with Gamboa. He's going to use his master, boxing knowledge, his boxing IQ, his reach, his feet, his youth, his ability. He knows how much ability he's got more than Gamboa now. He knows at his age what he's offering in that ring. He knows he can move his feet. He knows he can use his technically ability. So why would you want to make it hard for himself? So that's a good point, Tony. Yeah, he's got to stick with his boxing skills. And Papa Kaplan says, crib walk, it's a dance. Oh, you want me to do the crib walk? I don't think we do the crib walk over here in England. I haven't seen anyone do the crib walk. But yeah, no, I don't do the crib walk. But you're more than, I can invite you to the stream if you like to do the crib walk for us, Papa. But yeah, I mean, even the walk-in for Devon Haney, is he going to have an exciting walk-in today? Are we going to hear somebody come in and, rap for him a song or something? Or is he going to have a big walk-in? Because I would like to see that too. Most fighters, if they want to make noise, especially coming from different countries watching them, they got to make the package. You got to go in there with that mean, lean, and play some great, crazy music, some great music, and create that vibe. I like to see a good walk-in tonight, lads. For sure. I like to see a good walk-in. What's she say here? Papa Kaplan saying he's way taller than Gamboa. Yeah, of course he is. And that's what we were saying, Papa. He has to use his reach. He has to use his reach, his feet, his ability, his movement, and especially just working off the jab. We know how tall Devon Haney is. And we saw that in the weigh-in, how much reach advantage he's got. So yeah, he's got to use that to his maximum ability, guys. But I don't know, man. I feel sorry for Gamboa now. If you remember Gamboa 10 years ago, he was a little killer. We used to like watching him then. He used to have a lot to offer. It's just when he got with 50 Cent and Gamboa started chasing the money and, try to go up in weight to fight Terence Crawford. I mean, I don't know, man. After that, Gamboa was never the same. What has Gamboa ever done after that? He's just been in struggles since then, So how much more do we want to use his name for a stepping stone? I think this is going to be the last hurrah for Gamboa. Give him his retirement check. I think you guys call it in America 402k or something. And that's it. Goodbye to Gamboa. We was happy with Gamboa years ago, but we don't want to see him as a stepping stool, as a gateway anymore. Just trying to take punishment for the younger fighters to come up. So this is it. Give me a second, guys. Rapstar, do you think? So Tony's question. Give me a second. Rapstar, do you think they will have Haney fight someone like Leo, like they did with Tank, to gouge him, Ryan has the hardest fight of the three that are coming up. Okay, so Tony, let's start with your first question. Do I think that they will pull up somebody from a lower weight class to get Devon Haney to fight in 2021? Let me answer this question for you. It would totally be detrimental. If he does that, it would do nothing for his career, Tony. What are you doing trying to pull out lower weight fighters to fight in your weight? What would that do for such a great fighter like Devon Haney? The guy that's got so much noise behind him right now. Every YouTube channel speaks about Devon Haney now. For him to go and do that would really show that he's not chasing great fights. That would not do nothing for him. So no, Tony, if he pulls out a fighter from 126 or 130, will totally be nothing to his resume. It won't do anything for his popularity too. So I hope that answers your question. That he shouldn't do that. No. And what was your second question? Yeah, is Ryan fighting the hardest fight? Well, yes, he is. Because Tony, Ryan had no reason to fight Luke Campbell. Ryan has no reason. He doesn't gain anything. All he gains is to say that he fought a caliber fighter at 135 on his resume to line him up for a big fight for 2021. So if you if you ask me this question, that Ryan is actually fighting a fighter to prove himself that he belongs at 135. You know what I mean? That's a hard fight. Yeah. So for Ryan to go and beat Luke Campbell, it does a lot for Ryan. It makes Ryan's resume to show that Ryan belongs there. He's not ducking no one. Because if he was ducking anyone, he wouldn't take Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell has no belts. Luke Campbell's been in hard fights, but he nearly won against Linares. Luke Campbell gave Lomachenko a good fight. He won 2 rounds, a few rounds in there. So he's no chump. What Ryan doesn't get anything fighting Luke Campbell. He just gets a good resume out of it. So you got to respect Ryan for going in there to try and prove himself, to stay active, to say, keep me active so I can fight some great fights. So yes, I do respect Ryan for taking that fight for activity, because he could have took a tune-up fight and he could have took somebody from 126 himself, but he didn't. He stayed fighting someone at 135 pounds, which was Luke Campbell, and you got nothing to gain from Luke Campbell. Just it's a hard fight, and you're just going to show that you belong in this 135 pounds. If he does a good job on Luke Campbell, people will actually start to say Ryan Garcia is the truth. If Ryan Garcia goes against Luke Campbell and destroys Luke Campbell or totally put a beating on Luke Campbell, I'm going to tell you this right now. People are going to be, they're going to be riding with Luke Campbell. I mean, they're going to be riding with Ryan Garcia for beating Luke Campbell. He's going to get a lot of credit for that. And especially from England. I mean, we got respect for Luke Campbell. If you guys don't, that's you. But we know he's a gold medalist. He's come very close to those elite fights that he's had. And, at the end of the day, Luke Campbell shows you he belongs in the world class. So Ryan Garcia deserves respect for fighting Luke Campbell without gaining anything. No belts. He doesn't gain any belts. He just gains activity. If that answers your question, Tony. Okay. Okay. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to get to the other questions. Okay. Pepper, thanks for telling me. It's the 401k. So, yeah. So, the 401k, I would like to see Gamboa retire. If he gets beaten badly, I want to just see Gamboa relax. And, maybe he can help some boxers in his own community. Because Gamboa was a big name. So maybe he can help the Cubans and help the up-and-coming young kids and open a gym or something and just retire and relax. I don't want to see him keep coming up with these young fighters and them to keep put a beating on him. He's 38 years old, man. Give him a break now, man. Just let him be now, you know? He can't take too much punishment anymore, Pepper. I mean, how much punishment you want Gamboa to take at 40 years old? You know what I mean? Just let him be now. Tony says, yeah, I agree. 401. Yep, it's the 401k. Thanks for letting me know it's the 401. Tony, isn't that what Gamboa is? Okay. Um, Ryan will have more respect, in my opinion. Yeah, Tony, I just told you that. If Ryan beats Luke Campbell convincingly, he gets a lot of respect. Put some respect on his name. And I'll tell you what, he'll get a lot of European fans, and he'll definitely get all the Luke Campbell fans. I mean, say what you want, but you know, if he comes and beats that British kid, he gonna get a lot of British fans for sure. Pepper, when Tank beat Gamboa, everyone said Crawford had already done the damage. But let's be honest, guys. Crawford did do the damage. I said that earlier. And, you know, 50 Cent was another conniver. 50 Cent was in boxing for money, using whatever he could with Gamboa. And 50 Cent wanted to make his promotional money from Gamboa. So if you remember after that, Gamboa left 50 Cent. But, you know, Gamboa still, if you remember, like, I don't know what round it is. Maybe you guys can tell me. But didn't Gamboa hurt Terence Crawford in that fight? I think he still hurt him. He made Terence Crawford do the stinky leg, right? It was in one of those rounds. That was the best round that Gamboa had. And, you know, against Terence Crawford dominantly, he kind of hurt Terence Crawford in that fight. But that was the end of Gamboa's days, you know? That was the last of the best of Gamboa. Ryan will have more respect. Yes, sorry, we're going back to that. Yep, that's for sure. And who do you guys think will win between Haney and Davis if they fight in 2021? Good question, Pepper. I think 2021 would all prove. See, my thing with Tank is Tank should be fighting people at 135 pounds. Because if Tank can get fights at 135 pounds and bully people at 135 pounds and back up people at 135 pounds and put a beating in people at 135, then I believe, you know, he carries his power really well. But in that fight, Pepper, against Devon Haney and Tank, Tank's only chance in that fight is using his power. Because we know he's got a lot of power. But does he carry that crucial power at 135? Because he doesn't have the boxing ability or the technical ability to outbox Devon Haney. No, he doesn't. In my opinion, he cannot win like that at all. He's got to push his power and get in the pocket and get in the right, you know, counter at the right time and be able to set himself up to hurt Devon Haney. But again, Tank needs to fight credible opponents at 135. He has to fight fighters at bigger at his weight and show me that he can bully those guys. Because if he can start putting a beating on those guys and push them back, then it shows me that Tank carries his weight and the power with him at 135 pounds. He hasn't done that yet for me. So I can't answer that question for you. And again, you know, that's a fight that, again, it's exciting. But what we got to remember is Devon Haney is technically a better boxer than Tank Davis. That's you can see that. You can see that from the fights that Devon Haney has with C-class fighters. You know, yeah, we haven't seen Devon Haney go against the elite yet, but we do realize that Devon Haney, when he does, you know, goes in sparring and spars all these top professionals, they've got nothing but to say great things about him. You will never hear that Devon Haney got the worst of the sparring. He always makes a great account of himself. Let's not forget Devon Haney's amateur career. He's a technical boxer. You can see what he brings to the table. It's just what do they do when they fight against elite fighters? And that's what we're talking about, Pepper. We want to see these fighters fight the best against the best. And remember this, guys, when you fight the best, you have to remember the style that you have as a fighter, whether you're a technical fighter, whether you're a boxer or you're counter puncher, or you bring a lot of power to the table. Everybody's style, we have to see whose style brings the best out of you at that weight. Does Theofimo style suit him better at 135? Does Devon Haney style suit better for all of them at that weight? Does Tank Davis style prove that he's better at that weight? Does Ryan Garcia's speed, is that prove that he's better at 130? That's what's exciting, is that all of them bring a different style to the table. But whose style is the best style at 135 before they go to 140? And that's what I'm looking for. I want to see those fights. Let me just carry on reading the messages, guys. I've got more messages here. Yeah. So, Tank should fight. So, this is from Tony. Tank should fight at 135 or maybe at 140. Haney has a lot of tools. Tank has the power. Same thing I said. Yep. But it's a 50-50 fight, in your opinion, Tony. And you look, how far can the power get you? Got Wilder. Okay, I understand what you mean there. How far did the power get Wilder? But we got to remember this, Tony. You do know that Tank is a good boxer. Tank has good boxing ability. Tank has good boxing IQ. And Tank is a fighter who will take shots to give his shots. Tank is a fighter who will put himself in a position deliberately to be able to put his shots off. Let's not forget that, guys. Let's not forget that. So I don't compare Tank to Wilder. No, I don't. Because Wilder is just a puncher. Tank is a boxer puncher. He might not have the same boxing skills like Devon Haney, but he is a boxer puncher. So Tank has more to offer than Wilder, because Wilder just comes with the one shot. He doesn't have any boxing ability. He doesn't have great boxing ability. Tank does have good boxing ability. If you put Tank into that position, Tank can box. It's just most of the time he hasn't needed to. But just remember this, I told Rapstar's telling you, Tank does have boxing ability. But does his boxing ability help him at 135? Or does he rely on his power more than his ability? Yes, he does. Tank relies on his power, because that's what Tank brings to the table. But again, these are exciting times for us. Give me a second, guys. You seem like a wait 1 second. What is Pepper saying here? Sorry, Pepper. You seem like a sound lad. I'll subscribe to you channel. Yes, Pepper. Please subscribe to us. If I'm pretty straightforward. I'm not biased in any way. I just love boxing. I love boxing. Before any boxers, I just love the sport. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing giveaways in Christmas, Pepper. So if you know your boxing knowledge, I'm going to be doing some trivia questions. And if you get them right, I'm going to be doing a first. I think I'll do first prize and second prize. So yeah, just stay subscribed and keep a lookout to see what I'm bringing to the table in the near future. But this was a demonstration run. I'm doing it totally organically. I hope you guys appreciate that. I'm just using my phone. No editing, no background music, no pictures at the moment. I'm just actually just doing freestyle, which is just talking about the fights. And hopefully soon I'll be able to break it down better for you guys and bring more to the content, and hopefully, make it a bit more exciting on my YouTube channel. Now let's go to this. I think Davis is too short for 140. And who's that question from again? Pepper. Yeah, I mean, look, the boy, he needs to mature. I mean, you could be right there. I personally think the same. I said it earlier on in this live chat, is that I don't think Tank belongs at 140. I think Tank's greatest fights are at 135. I think Tank can do some amazing. He can produce history at 135. And let me tell you something, guys. If Tank can come and fight some guys at 135 and get the Devon Haney or Ryan Garcia fight, that does a lot for him. If he can win one of those fights, man, let me tell you, that will do so much for him. With all those non-believers in Tank right now, there's so many non-believers in Tank because they say that he doesn't fight many people at his weight. That would make a believer out of me. If he can go in there and fight a taller fighter at a weight of 135, because we know Tank makes 135 better than he makes 130. He's drained at 130. You know, you can see all the problems he's having when he can't make weight. So for him to be at 135 and mature himself, Pepper, it'll be better because his body will mature into 135 and he'll at least start to be, comfortable at that weight. So he needs to start fighting at that weight now. But, for me, I don't want to see Mayweather pull out any more smaller fighters. They're saying they might pull out Gary Russell Jr. now for Tank. Again, you're coming to a 126er to come to 135. Man, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with him keep pulling out lighter fighters, smaller guys with smaller body frames and, skinnier body frames. Start to fight people with stronger body frames at 135. If you want to be great and you want to chase greatness, then you need to start fighting people at 135. Stop pulling out these lighter fighters and these fighters at 122 and 126 and trying to match them up to build this pay-per-view. I mean, look, Mayweather, we know you're good at business, but, you got to put Tank in with some 50-50 fights now, or the fans are going to get pissed off, if you ask me. Right. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going through these messages. Tony Boswell says, good chat, Rapstar. I've subscribed and the notification bell is on. I'm barbecuing with the family. Much respect. Much respect to you, Tony. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the boxing tonight, Tony. And hopefully someday I can invite you guys to the live stream and you guys can come and tell me what you feel about the fights. And I'll send some links soon on some next live or something in lives to come in the near future where I can invite you guys to come and give me your opinion on the fights. And, that'll be good. So, Tony, have a great night, man. Pepper, Tank will brawl a little bit kind of like, what was it? When Crawford lets his ego get the best of him. I mean, that's a good point. Sometimes the ego can get the best of you in that ring. Sometimes the heart can get the best of you. And when you're that kind of a dog and you got that dog fight in you, you don't want to be backed up. You just don't. You're not that kind of a fighter, And sometimes that could be detrimental and can go against you. But, that comes to professionalism. That comes to the greatness in you. That comes to your boxing IQ. That comes to, how calm are you in the ring? You got to have that vision. And if you've got all those, that's what makes you into a package. That's what made Mayweather into a superstar, because Mayweather knew how to be that calm. He never got emotionally drained into a fight. He never got into a dog fight. Sugar Ray Leonard, in his prime days, he kept with his style. The boxers need to use their ability and advantages to the maximum and don't get emotionally or ego. The ego doesn't come into it because then ego takes over your intelligence. The ego will take over your boxing IQ. So good question. But look, that happens to a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters, they actually, they actually lose because they get into a dogfight. Some of the fighters, they just can't get, they go in there with a game plan, but it just doesn't work for them. And some fighters, they got a better game plan, but they get involved in the wrong fight. You know what I mean? So it just shows you what kind of a fighter you need to be. And that's why they say boxing IQ. You got to have great boxing ability. You got to stick with your ability, stick with your advantages. You know, don't give that boxer a disadvantage. Don't fight a style which suits him. And that's why I say about Errol Spence Jr. A lot of people are digging him for the fight that he had with Sean Porter. Because if you ask me, that was the wrong style to fight Sean Porter. Errol Spence wanted to beat Sean Porter at his own fight. Errol Spence wanted to give Sean Porter a dogfight. But if Errol wanted to use his ability a bit more better, he could have made that fight easier if you want to know the truth. But Errol Spence got involved in that fight. And it was a fight that suited Porter. But you know, I got to respect Errol Spence. He beat Sean Porter at his own game. So it just depends how good you are. You know? So some people are asking, where is the fight? The fight's on DAZN, and the fight in America's on DAZN. It'll be at 3 o'clock in the morning in England. I think we got it on Sky. Where are you speaking from, Kaleem? Where are you? Okay. Let's just go with this. So Jacob Robles. What time is the fight? Central time. So in America, the fight is at 9 o'clock in the night. So in England, that should be 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think that's the time. I'm not sure, but you can check it online right now. Where are you from, Kaleem? What part of the world are you at, Jacobs? Is it Jacob Rhodes? Where Jacob Robles? Yeah, where you at? And who do you have in the fight, guys? What round? What round you got Devon Haney winning, or do you have Devon Haney winning? I mean, everybody has their own opinion, you know. But again, it's all down to everybody. Everybody sees, a lot of people, majority of people I speak to, see that Devon Haney will win inside 8 rounds. And that's what a lot of people have got this fight as. Devon Haney winning inside 9 rounds. If you ask me, yeah, I've got it inside 8 rounds. But I don't, it could go to unanimous decision. It could go unanimous decision. Devon Haney can just masterclass him for 12 rounds. It can happen, you know? Give me a second. So, it's all down to how the fight goes. But personally, I can't see this fight going after 8 rounds. I just don't, you know? But look, like and subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I want to do something different with my channel soon. And I'll be sending some stream links where you guys can come and give me your views on the fight and, tell me what you think when the fights are going down. So, yeah, I mean, I love boxing. I love what we got coming in. But, let me just let you guys know. We got some great fights coming up. After this fight today, I think we've got Kell Brook, which is against Terence Crawford. That's a fight coming up. We've got Anthony Joshua fighting Pulev. We've got Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. We've got Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. I mean, we got some good fights here, man, to go out with the end of the year. I mean, they're saying that they're trying to get Tyson Fury to fight on 5th of December. They're pushing a fight for that. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm too interested in that right now because I wanted to see Tyson Fury and the Wilder trilogy anyway. We've got Canelo. They're saying Canelo's trying to, since Canelo's got away from Golden Boy, that trying to get a fight quickly in December. I don't know how true that is. Is he going to fight with Caleb Plant? Those are fights that they're exciting to know. I mean, if Canelo's going to pull out a fight in a month and fight somebody like Caleb Plant, that, it does a lot for his popularity. I just don't know how true that is. I haven't seen anything announced on that yet. But, we've got 6, 7 good big fights towards the end of the year, guys. So, we're going to go out with a bang in this boxing. And, we got some good fights to look forward to as the year comes to the end. And we haven't had a good year. This 2020 hasn't been a great year for sport, just generally, just for business, just for a lot of stuff. 2020's been a slow year, man. It's been devastating, if you ask me. Um, Slowed down a lot of stuff. So just for us to have the boxing momentum and have these fights and just having all these fighters trying to make these fights it keeps our sport alive. You know, I mean, UFC is doing the same. UFC is not slowed down because of the pandemic, but boxing has slowed down a bit. A lot of our champions have not had fights. Loads of them. They're sitting at home. Can't make the fights. So whatever we do have, we got to make the most of those. And enjoy those fights, what we've got coming up. Give me a sec. Pepper's asking, do you think Plant can beat him? Pepper, I mean, it's hard. Canelo is my top is in the top three out there today. And right, Canelo's a proven fighter. Canelo's gone in back to back. And you have to appreciate this, right? Canelo has fought people like GGG, Daniel Jacobs. Let's not forget, he fought GGG twice, Daniel Jacobs, and then he fought Kovalev. He's become free weight world champion in 14 months. I mean, that's just his recent track record. So, Canelo's a proven fighter. And if you ask me, Canelo's way more stable as a fighter. And in the pound for pound rankings. Caleb Plant is coming up. But Canelo is just an all-round good fighter today. In today's world, Canelo has a package. He's got a great all-round boxing attribute skills. He's a tough guy. He grits in with those fights, man. I've never seen anybody back up GGG like Canelo did. I'm not saying that GGG hasn't had bad fights since then, but when he fought Canelo, he was the boogeyman. And a lot of people don't realize this. Canelo gave the blueprint how to beat GGG. Actually, you got to give Canelo his dues, his props. So I think in that fight, I favor Canelo to beat Caleb Plant. But I will say this, Caleb Plant has a just enough good chance in that fight than any other guy at that weight. You see what I'm saying? So, we got Benavidez, we got Jamal Charlo if he wants to move to 168, because I think Canelo's going to stay at 168. We got Benavidez. We got Caleb Plant. We got Callum Smith. We got fighters out there, to make these great fights. We got Demetrius Andrade. We got fighters out there, but I give Caleb Plant just as much chance as those other fighters. But for me, right now, Canelo is the proven top dog until somebody proves me otherwise. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm going with Canelo in that fight, if that fight gets made. But all the rest of them are right there, waiting to take the throne. I don't know what's going on with Benavidez right now. Benavidez seems to me that he's got the height and reach, definitely to give problems to Canelo. So, again, they're great fights to be made. And we just don't know how those fights will go. But one thing I will tell you, Canelo will be the favorite going into all of those fights. All those fighters I just mentioned to you, Canelo is the favorite. Canelo is the proven top dog. So if you want to prove yourself, you got to take him off the throne. And that's something that you've got to know, that Canelo is the top boy. I don't want to hear anything else. Anything else is like, okay, when all of the rest of them are waiting in the queue. You got to come for Canelo. So I give Caleb Plant a 30% chance in that fight, or 35%. But then if you ask me to put anybody else there, I'd give them the same percentage. I don't know who is that special right now. Benavidez has got a long reach, but none of them are outstanding for me to say, okay, this one definitely beats Canelo. So it just depends. It just depends. Um, Apart from that, at the end of the day, you got to recognize one thing is that if Kalen Plant even goes in that fight and puts a good account of himself, he will still be a great contender at that weight. So it doesn't matter even if you lose because you're going up for the pound for pound guy. And Canelo is that guy right now. He's the pound for pound dude. So it's no shame in losing to a Canelo. That's just the way it goes. But look, guys, it's been really amazing, right? Speaking to you guys today, just to do a demonstration run today about my boxing YouTube, and just doing it, organically, just coming on and expressing my thoughts about boxing where we are right now. Um, just to build more fans and build more subscribers to my platform. Because I respect boxing a lot. I love boxing. So, I'm just going to carry on when I got some free time, not working on cars and, because that's what I do sometimes. You know, I love to talk about boxing because I talk about boxing to my friends a lot. So hopefully soon I get some of my friends on here. I've got some ex-boxers that I know really well. I've got some amateurs who won amateur titles. I've got a friend. I've got somebody who I know who's done really well in professional boxing. I'm not going to call names right now. I'm not going to just name drop. I'm going to just hopefully get some of these people and just get them onto my YouTube channel. And, hopefully you guys can speak to them. And, I'm just trying to build some energy in my own boxing platform so that I could, hopefully speak about fights and make them exciting and just, be excited about the fights to come. But, I've been watching boxing since a little kid. When I was a little kid, my mum and dad don't know this, but when Tyson used to fight, I used to wake up in the middle of the night just to watch Tyson when I was a little kid at 3 o'clock in the morning when Tyson used to fight. So I've been watching boxing for years and years of my life. And now we have this YouTube and social media where you can express your thoughts and speak to each other when we're so passionate about the game and get everybody to join us on this channel, and create this amazing platform. So that feels kind of good that we can share our thoughts, share, each other's views and, and cheer for the fights. So I'm really looking forward to this boxing platform and, be able to share my thoughts. Give me 1 second, guys. So as far as just stay, like and subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the notification because I am going to be doing giveaways in Christmas. One of my strategies are trying to do boxing trivia. So you guys better know your answers because I'm going to be doing it in a way where, I'm hopefully not going to make it that easy for you. So, we're going to hopefully do some boxing trivia test and just, create some good energy like a raffle. I'll pick out your name if you get the question right and I'll send you the prize. It's going to be something that I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm excited in building this platform. Hopefully soon I'll get something exciting content on there. But I'm going to hopefully do it slowly but surely. But you guys seem like great guys today, whoever's came on the channel. I haven't had that many, when you go onto social media, you end up getting a lot of haters as well as great people. And you get some good subscribers. But today's been good. I haven't had anyone showing me negative attitude. I haven't had people coming on and talking a lot of shit. I've seen that in many, many channels. So I appreciate the people who have been on the channel today. You guys seem like very knowledgeable about boxing. And that's what I want to create. I want to create a lot of following who loves the game. I don't care if what, see, for me, I see a lot of YouTube, it's toxic. I don't care what ethnic background you come from. I don't care what's your background. I don't care if you're a gypsy, if you're British, if you're Scottish, if you're African, if you're Chinese, if you're Italian. I just love the game of boxing. I'm going to support you. I'm going to ride with you because I know what it takes for you to be in that sport. It takes a lot of guts. You need to have something in your soul to be in that ring. People forget these things, you know? So this whole platform here is for everybody. I want all of you to know you're all welcome. Doesn't matter where you come from, we're all are supporting the same sport. So let's all show respect and dignity to the game that we love. And I know it's not going to go like that for my YouTube channel. I know I'm going to have a lot of people who are going to try and show hate and show negative attitude and show, you know, that they don't appreciate boxing. But that's part of the YouTube social media. Just take it with a pinch of salt. I don't care. I mean, if you got that kind of energy, I'm not going to let that create bad energy on my channel. You know what I mean? So just know that we all love this game, boxing. We appreciate the boxers who go in there and box, show us entertainment, value, you know, and you know that's what it's about. So that's the kind of channel I want to build. I want to show love for the boxers and love for the game. Okay, so if you think you're going to come on my channel and give negative attitude and start swearing at fighters and start being an ass towards the fighters and start being disrespectful to fighters, well, you don't need to come here. Rapstar's going to tell you already. You don't need to subscribe to me. If you're going to be negative and be a person who has no respect for the game, don't come here. We don't want to hear what you got to say because you're emotionally invested somewhere else. So then you don't belong here. But if you got passion for the game and you respect the boxers, you respect the game, and you want to give us your views and you want to tell us what you feel about that fight, then I'm all for it. For sure. Please come here. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button. You know, leave a comment if you like. I'll get back to you guys later. Right? But look, the first and foremost thing why I'm coming on YouTube is I like boxing. So I don't want to hear too much negative stuff. I don't want to hear too much biased stuff. I don't want to hear too much ethnic stuff. That's got nothing to do with this channel. Don't be coming here if you're coming with hate, because you don't belong here. So as long as you know, we're coming with great energy here. We're coming with positive attitude. We're coming here to support the fighters, and we're coming here to support the fights. So on that note, I would like to salute and thanks to everybody who joined me today. Please like and subscribe again. As you know, that I'll be doing some giveaways in Christmas. So thank you again and hope to see you guys soon. I might be coming on live later for the Devon Haney fight. And there's no promises, but I might do. Depends how I feel, how my energy feels at that late night. But I might come on live for that fight. But hey, it's been amazing cooking it out with you guys. Salute to the chat. I'll see you guys soon. And I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night. Take care. See ya, Pepper.